Berm Crusher is pretty much the textbook definition of a blue flow trail except shorter. This trail contains 3 fun berms at the start with a roller and tabletop jump finishing it off. A while back, we overhauled this trail, which you guys were able to see on YouTube. Today, we're going to spice up the tabletop jump because it's not the best. Sure, it's fun, but it could be better with a touch of creativity. My plan is to build an advanced option to the left. It'll be a taller and steeper lip than what we had before, and the exact same changes will also apply to the landing. This jump will also be a hip to challenge certain riders like myself. I'd compare this to the hip on Mohawk at Galbraith for the closest comparison, but in the opposite direction. The current tabletop lip is around 39 degrees, and I'd like this new steeper option to be about 55. Let's start by fixing up the entrance roller to shoot us in the right direction. I scaled the bottom part of the roller down a little bit to get more dirt for the top part, which became a berm. I still want people to be able to take both options without having to struggle to reach either one. There was basically a landslide of rocks that came out of building the tabletop, so we can use all of these on this new lip. Supporting a base with rocks is way better than logs because they don't decompose and rot. This new bigger jump is going to be slightly angled away from the takeoff, so we're going to have to make sure this entrance works. Alright, let's just make sure this berm roller thing works better and make sure that it sets us up into the new lip before we start on that. Oh, that'll work. That was like perfect center. Awesome. The setup is now faster and has a better approach than before, so we can now start throwing dirt on the lip. The dirt in this area is really good, it's just not as good as Silly Sausage. Since I was addicted to that dirt, the process did go a little slower. After tweaking the curve of this lip a little bit, it was definitely time to test it out, even though there was no landing. One of us had to have the courage to do this, right?
Oh my god.
You have so much speed.
That's definitely gonna work. It's just,
packed yet.
it's not that packed, but it's good enough to try. I mean, the landing isn't that bad. Is it really that bad?
It's pretty bad.
It's fairly bad. I think you need to extend it.
We were going to do that, but then when you came, we were like, oh, let's just mess around.
Let's just hit it. Well, we kind of have to test it.
I can.
How'd that feel?
Good.
Nice. Nobody really wanted to send this lip at full speed because the landing looked like a war zone. Let's get this thing built so we can fully try it out. After staring at this lip for a little bit longer, I realized that it definitely needed a coating of better dirt. The dirt I was using was good, but it was flaking up a little too much, and I wanted something stronger. By walking a few feet down to the silly sausage pits, I was able to get prime dirt. Now back to the landing. Since this landing takes up a pretty large amount of space and the pit that I was digging out of contained tons of rocks, I was going to use them to support the base. To stay consistent with our other trails, I decided to make this part wider all the way up until the roller. This would give me dirt and it would be less sketchy when entering. This landing is very wide but not tall. Because of this, the dirt doesn't really pack that well, but it's still definitely rideable for now. Before we test it out, just appreciate how good this thing looks. So the only thing that I really have in this whole park to sort of set me up for the new hip jump is this second one on main line. It's our dirt jump line. It's a hip in the same direction. It's not nearly as much, but hopefully it's at least some good practice for what I'm about to get myself into. The last thing you'd want to do on this new jump is not to hip out, so that's what I'm going to practice now. Did I hit that time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm just so scared because I've never done anything that's like that much hipped. So I hipped it and it turned out pretty good after a few attempts. So now we can go up there and try out this new jump. I'm so scared though because we built it so that you really have to hip. The landing's like wide enough where you can go to the side, but it's so scary. Now that I know it works, all my fears went out the window and now I can hit this thing perfectly over and over. Charles also wanted to hit this new option, so I had to get him ready for it. You would have had it if you committed to that. It's just like getting that berm right. You want to come like this, okay, and you want to go like that.
Alright.
You don't want to cut the berm too low. You just want to take it nice and go straight off.
Okay.
That was sketchy. Maybe just stick to the table. Thanks everyone for watching this video. It's you guys that make me motivated to produce videos like this one on a weekly basis. I'd appreciate it if you could check out my Instagram, which is listed here and in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.